Let's maul in the Central Committee. Let's cringe in the Central Committee. Let's bog in the Central Committee right now.
So we have a little bit more Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky weighed in on everyone's favorite debate.
One of the more fracturing and extremely divisive debates in recent memory occurred over this idea called force the vote, which sought to pressure progressive congresspeople into using their leverage to essentially threaten Speaker Pelosi's reelection, and as a result, potentially get some policy concessions, or at very least a floor vote on...
Okay, apparently I need to start emailing Chomsky. We could get Noam on. If he's going on to...
Medicare for all.
Yeah,
if you paid attention at all to this debate,
did
you have an opinion on the strategy? And do you think that elected progressives, congresspeople like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or Ro Khanna, who believe in policies like Medicare for all and a Green New Deal, have a responsibility to be fighting to push President Joe Biden and his administration even harder by using their leverage in instances like this, or to hold up key bills in order to get policy concessions?
Let's take a look at the real world, not a dream world, the world we live in. Suppose you manage to push Pelosi to say, let's have a vote on Medicare for all. And in the Senate, push Schumer to have it. We know exactly what's going to happen. 50 Republicans will vote against it. A large number of Democrats will vote against it. 2, certainly. Manchin and Sinema, probably plenty of others. So what we're saying is, let's do something to be defeated. Is that a strategy? I mean, it's nice to say, I want this, but we're not children.
Now, that was kind of my opinion. Now, I think you have to... There's a couple things here. First of all, we know who doesn't support Medicare for all. They say they don't support Medicare for all. It's not a mystery, okay? So, we know the roughly 100 Democrats in the House and the 40 Democrats in the Senate who don't support Medicare for all. We know who they are. Maybe a lot of those Democrats in the Senate would vote for it if it actually came up to vote and it looked like it was going to pass. But it's not a mystery. So if just supporting Medicare for all was just opposing Medicare for all was enough, then we have that information already. So we should be going for that. Now, I think there is an argument for, hey, the Progressive Caucus needs to flex their muscles more for certain policies. I would like to see them blocking bills for something like the $15 minimum wage. Why? $15 minimum wage, Joe Biden ran on that. That's a Democratic Party platform. Everybody ran on that shit. It's extremely popular. We should be getting that. We should be getting that. DC statehood. Popular. Would help the Democratic Party get 2 more senators. There's no excuse for that. And from what I understand, someone said to me earlier that Joe Biden just came out supporting DC statehood. Is this not true? Is that not true? Biden administration backs DC statehood, urges swift action as House prepares to vote on bill. Biden administration on Tuesday formally threw its support behind a long shot bid from the Democrats to make Washington, D.C. the 51st state. Congress should provide for a swift and orderly transition to statehood for D.C. The Office of Management and Budget said in a statement of administration policy, the White House's full-throated support for Washington statehood came days before the House is set to vote on a bill that would put the Commonwealth on equal footing with other states. The Biden administration on Tuesday formally threw its support behind a long shot bid from Democrats to make Washington, D.C. Why is it a long shot bid? What? Why the fuck is that a long shot bid? How do we get D.C. statehood past Manchin Cinema when they know it will water down their own power? It won't water down their power because they lose even more power if the Democrats lose control of the Senate. Also, it lets them vote against shit. Because filibuster? Overrule the filibuster. Getting a new state would affect the federal budget significantly. That's not incidental to the federal budget. Use motherfucking reconciliation. They want to lose power, it seems. The thing that's funny is the Democrats are much more likely to keep the Senate in 2022 than they are the House. Do they need 67 senators to support? No, it just has to pass. Admitting a new state is the same thing as any other regular bill. It doesn't require anything special. It's a regular bill. Congress should provide for a swift and orderly transition to statehood for more than 700,000 Washington residents who do not have full voting representation in the House and Senate. The legislation, H.R. 51, is expected to pass the House, but it's likely to hit roadblocks in the Senate where 60 votes are required to overcome the filibuster. The residents of our nation's capital deserve voting representation in Congress and full local self-government. With Thursday's House vote and expected passage, along with Democratic control of the Senate and White House, we have never been closer to statehood, she said. Activists have long pushed for Washington to be recognized as a state, with city leaders going so far as to put the protest slogan, taxation without representation, on D.C. license plates. Now, most Democratic lawmakers back the idea, and they're pushing harder than ever in the wake of the 2020 election cycle, in which the party gained control of the White House and both chambers of Congress. D.C. statehood is a key part of the radical leftist agenda to reshape America, along with the Green New Deal, defunding the police, and packing the U.S. Supreme Court. But proponents of statehood, including Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser, argue that the issue is one of securing voting rights in a plurality black area. But Tuesday's statement from the White House Budget Office fleshes out the administration's views and specifically backs Norton's pending legislation. For far too long, the more than 700,000 people of Washington, D.C. have been deprived of full representation in the U.S. Congress. Puerto Rico is historically a confusing thing. Yeah. Let the people of Puerto Rico decide whether or not they want to become a state. The Spanish first colonized Puerto Rico, and then the U.S. took it over. Yes. This taxation without representation, denial of self-governance, is an affront to the democratic values on which our nation was founded. H.R. 51 rights this wrong by making Washington, D.C. a state, providing its residents with long overdue full representation in Congress while maintaining a federal district that will continue to serve our nation's seat of government. The bill, which boasts more than 200 co-sponsors, passed through the House Committee on Oversight and Reform on Wednesday on a party line vote. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said he plans to bring H.R. 51 to a floor vote on Thursday. The voice of every American citizen deserves to be heard. It's past time that we make statehood a reality for D.C. And just so you know, chat, the reason why we have North and South Dakota was because that was a period of time where Republicans had narrow majorities in Congress, and they passed it. And they added a bunch of Republicans. That is what we do in America. We pass statehood on party line votes. That's what we do. That's normal. That's actually historical fact. Dakota used to only be one territory, but they divided it, even though there was barely any population, to make it 2 states so they can get 4 Republicans. We do politics here every morning starting at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. You can watch us here on Twitch. We're the morning guy, the morning politics guy, Politics Frogs, in every single day, same time, 10 a.m., day in, day out, and we carry you through your morning and early afternoon politics needs. And if you need more, Mike from PA, we have a YouTube channel. We talked about suburbs, the My Pillow guy, Ted Cruz. We talked about DSA. Amazing. Making fun of Tim Pool. Amazing. Look at all of these amazing videos. Get in there, watch them. We have me on Twitter. You gotta follow me on Twitter, chat. I'm at 20,614 subs. That means I got like 40 followers on Twitter in the last day. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Go follow us on Twitter. And of course, join the Discord, where we have an incredible community of left-wing streamers. We have left-wing community. We talk about the stream. We talk about politics. There's gaming content. It's a really awesome, supportive place. Direct action, mutual aid, and you can just let off some steam. And also, you can help produce the show. One of the things I do is I look at the links that are put into the news content suggestions chat room on the Discord. Join the Discord, come hang out, and maybe what you want me to talk about will be part of the next show.